Welcome back. This is the second lesson in my series on HAIM's new album, Women in Music Part 3. In this video, I'm going to be going over the bonus track, Hallelujah. So if this video helps you learn the song, make sure you hit the like button, comment if you have any questions, and make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be doing more videos on this album. Enjoy. So I'm going to show you two ways to play this song, one for the beginners and then the fingerstyle version that's played on the album. So for this, we're going to be putting a capo on the first fret, and the chords that we're going to be using are an A minor 7 with a G bass. So you're going to place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and your pointer finger on the 1st fret of the B string. The next chord is an A minor 7. So we're just going to lift up your ring finger from the chord that we just played. Then a D with an F sharp bass. So you're going to place your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the low E string, your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and your pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. Then a G major chord. So you're just going to place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string and your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Then a C major chord. So you're going to place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and your first finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And then we're also going to do this sort of D chord. So you're going to place your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and your pointer finger on the 1st fret of the B string. Now, those are all the chords that you need to know for most of the song, and if you're a beginner, you can strum the chords to play the song like this. Now, if you're interested in learning the finger picking version of this, keep watching because we're going to take an extremely close look at this. So for the intro, we're starting on the A minor 7 with a G bass. So first you're going to pluck the low E string, then pluck the open D and B strings at the same time and hammer on with your middle and pointer finger. Then pluck the low E, G, and D all right after one another. Then pluck the E and B string at the same time. And lift your middle and pointer finger. Then pluck the D, G, low E, and B all right after one another. And then pluck the D one more time before starting the line again. So we're going to go through the whole thing one more time. Except wait, once we get to this point, we're going to walk down on the A string from the 3rd fret. So 3rd, 2nd, and then to the A minor 7. So So for the A minor 7, first pluck the A string, then the D and B string at the same time, then the A string again, and then the G and D right after one another. And then move to the D with the F sharp bass. So. For this chord, play the low E and B strings at the same time. Then play the D, G, low E, and B strings all right after one another. And then we're going to play the D one more time before going to the G major chord. Then switch to the G major chord and do the same fingering pattern that we did on the previous chord. Then to the C major chord, pluck the A and B strings at the same time. Then pluck the D, G, A, B, D, and G strings all right after one another. Then play the A and B strings at the same time again. And then the D and the G strings. And then you're going to walk back down to the A minor 7 like we did before. So on the A minor 7, we're going to use the same finger picking pattern that we used before. Then lift your middle finger and place it on the 2nd fret of the A string and play the A and B string at the same time. Then play the D, G, A, and B strings all right after one another. Then play the D and G string before we move to the C major chord. And then we're going to use the same pattern on the C major chord that we used on the A minor 7. And we're going to be doing a hammer on like this. And then we're going to walk down to the A minor 7 and do the whole thing again. So the whole part sounds like this. So after we do this twice, we're going to change things up a bit by shortening the C chord at the end of the chord progression. And then this leads us back into the chorus part, which is the same as the intro. It sounds like this. So for this part, we're starting on a C major chord, which we already learned. Then an E minor 7. So you're just placing your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Then an E minor. So middle finger 2nd fret A string, ring finger 2nd fret D string. Then an A major. So middle finger 2nd fret D string, ring finger, 2nd fret, G string, pinky finger, 2nd fret, B string. D major, so pointer finger, 2nd fret, G string, ring finger, 3rd fret, B string, middle finger, 2nd fret, high E string. And then our last chord is an F major chord. So you're going to bar with your 1st finger on the 1st fret. Then you're going to place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, your pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the D string and your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And if you're a beginner and you aren't quite at the finger picking stage yet, you can strum the chords like this. And we're going back into the A minor 7 chord at the end there. Now, if you think you can handle the fingerstyle version of this, keep watching. So on the C major, play the A string, then play the D and B strings at the same time. Then walk down to the 2nd fret, so place your middle finger on the 2nd fret. Then play the D and B strings at the same time, but hammer on with your middle finger. Then to the E minor, play the low E, and then the D and B strings at the same time. So. Then to the D major, or the A major, I mean. So you're just playing the A string and then the D and B strings at the same time. So. And then to the D chord. So on the D major chord, play the D string first, then the G and high E at the same time, then play the D again, then the B and the G string right after one another, then the D and high E at the same time, then the G, B, D, and high E all right after one another. So the whole sequence. Then we're going to do the whole thing again, but once we get to the D chord, we're going to walk down on the A string using our pinky finger and pointer finger, using the same pattern that we used on the D string, the D chord before, except with the bass note on the A string instead of the D string. So it sounds like this. And then we're going into an E minor chord. Then onto the E minor chord. So play the low E and high E at the same time. Then play the G, B, low E, and high E all right after one another. So then to the F major chord. Play the low E string, then play the D and B at the same time, then play the low E again, then the G and D right after each other, then the E and B at the same time, then the D, G, low E, and B all right after one another, and then back to the A minor 7 chord to go back into the other part that we learned. So all put together, the whole part sounds like this. that's it for Hallelujah by HAIM. If this video helped you learn the song, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, because I'm definitely going to be putting out more HAIM lessons soon. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks.